working in a big deployment, an enterprise system. Can you give me half an hour to come in? We're all open to that. I've done that a few times. In fact, actually, a couple of years ago I was here. I've talked to a couple of students after the session. They've come down. Make sure you avail yourself of those informal channels, because the informal channels are probably, one, slightly faster, and two, then you're not relying on your letter and your resume to sell you. So you really get a little bit of the face-to-face, because I think that's probably important, and particularly these days where we're getting 800, 900, 1,000. We had a communications ad for the communications person for the project. I had 1,100 resumes. So, you know, so make sure you use those informal channels and, you know, pick up the phone, or professors, friends. We're always willing to speak to people because we're always looking for good staff who can progress, because despite all you hear about the Ontario government, I can tell you that the median age is what? What is the median age in government?
Oh, I don't know that.
47, thereabouts. So you can imagine how many come in for retirement. Almost what? I think 20%. 20% of the OPS in the next few years is coming up for retirement.
I get picked on for being 26.
Well, there you go, right? So, you know, it's a huge turnover that's about to happen. So you got, you know, if you want to work in government, I think it's a very good place to work.
Thank you.
Don't just use your formal processes.
And Ashley, could you talk a little bit about what the interview process is like? Either if you do the interviewing, or if you don't, what your interview process is like when you went through it?
Sure. So I think this is one of those things that can differ very greatly depending on what type of position that you're going into and which ministry and whatnot. But certainly from the policy side of things, the interview process is quite, and I'm sure it's the same case for many other positions, but it's very rigorous. I've gone for private sector interviews before. I did work in the private sector for a bit before, well, sort of in between, in the middle of jobs at the OPS. And it is very different. It's not just about sort of feeling a person out and asking some of those questions about why do you think you're the best fit and things like that. I mean, those questions do come up, but certainly the interview process in terms of the questions themselves can also be quite technical depending on which area you're in. So for the area that I'm in right now, for instance, one of the questions that came up in the interview for my position was about, you know, what are some of the key ministry initiatives that are ongoing right now? Maybe what are some of the key challenges that exist, and what are some possible solutions that you could see to overcoming those issues? All of those types of questions are possible. There's also questions around fit and about describe, you know, the full policy process.